What's good, beautiful people? Welcome back to another brilliant episode of the POPcast, #1 show on everything pop culture, right here on Channel O. Today we're coming to you live from Montana, right here in Rosebank. Of course, I'm not alone. My co-host.
What up, though?
I'm Miss Cosmo.
Look at you in the middle seat, huh?
It's a responsibility.
Intro.
Leadership.
Yeah. And of course, our beautiful guest. Welcome, Ayanda MVP.
Did you say Did you just say before saying my name? What her name again?
The other Miss Cosmo. Miss Cosmo again. No.
Leadership says ngoba sesiyajola. Come on now.
Social.
More love lives here.
Hey.
I just can't be happy in peace.
Yeah, so Cleba. Wendy on the.
How you doing?
I'm good, guys. Can't complain. Thank you so much once again. It's an honor, as always.
Yes.
Fantastic having you. Miss Cosmo, should we jump straight into it?
Let's go.
In some music news, of course, Stogie T has joined the the Def Jam record fam.
Yes.
And I mean, good news for Stogie T, that side. I was thinking to myself, as soon as I heard that, it's interesting to see, I mean, from Tumi the Volume to Stogie T. He keeps reinventing himself, keeps staying in the conversation. And I wonder what this next chapter with Def Jam is going to bring. How do you feel about that?
I think this is something that Stogie's always wanted because we all know how he has kind of taken his career, always wanting to do international things, like you mentioned with the Volume. So I think this is the next step for him. He's also done a lot of collaborations with guys like Benny the Butcher, so he's always trying to get himself into international spaces. So let's see what it does.
I'm happy for the dude. I really am. But also at the same time, there's so many young, prominent artists that are coming up more and more. And I don't know if the market will be available for his type of music at this point, but all the best to him.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, I think it's interesting, like I said, with Tumi, for some guy who's been in the game for so long, what he would be able to do, or what the plans would be with this next chapter of his career, especially for a guy who's, you know, I want to say of his age, as if he's like some old man or anything.
Ooh.
But it is a thing to know, to wonder what new thing is Tumi going to offer, or is he just using it as a springboard? Maybe he wants to touch more international markets. I guess we'll wait and see. But congratulations to him. A deal is a deal, and kudos to the guy. More music news, of course. DBN GOGO has joined Spotify Equal Music Program.
Nice. And you know, DBN GOGO's always doing the international thing.
Always.
Yeah.
Fresh off the UK tour where they were doing amazing things with the entire Amapiano family. I think it's a good thing to see DBN GOGO continue to grow her brand. GOGO, I don't know what it is about her, because I mean, you know, DJs, I mean, you guys are both disc jockeys, but there's something very special. She has an element of, it's like she lives in her own world. I don't know how to describe it. To see her on stage is very refreshing. You know, DJ's having fun again on stage, and like she's like feeling herself before she even worries about if the guys are having it, and the people are kind of drawn into her energy. It's very weird to see people watching someone DJ. You know, when someone captivates you, you're not even dancing anymore. You're just like, I don't know what this person is
I've
doing.
always felt that as well, especially when we're doing like big concert type of events, because it's like, okay, this person, that person's on the lineup, and that person's performing. So when it's your turn as a DJ, I'm sure Ayanda, you also feel the same. You're just like, okay, what am I gonna do besides the fact that I'm pressing buttons? And you just get people looking at you like this. And you just...
sometimes you guys look a little bit busy and be like,
No, sometimes you have to look busy on purpose, because you're like, okay, well, I can't be, you know, I can't look at you like that. It's getting awkward.
Do you ever really just look down and just play around and do absolutely nothing? Like, you just like, the levels are perfect, the sound,
No, we
the
have to
volume
always
is
think
nice.
about the next song. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
But I used to have this serious face. Like, I used to scrunch up my face. People are like, why are you so serious? Because I'm focused. Then one day, I think Naked DJ, he was like, what's wrong? It's no, why? What, did your boyfriend break up with you? I'm like, no. He's like, why don't I smile? And I'm like, because some of us just don't know how to smile. But I've gotten used to it now. So now I dance a bit more.
Right.
Because I mean, with hip hop also, you have to focus double time. You know what I mean? But with Mandisa, I can say that the success wasn't planned, but the research and wanting to be where she is. Because she used to go out with us as DJs. And she used to say, I really want to do this. And she'd watch and she'd wait and watch and wait. So I think she's been waiting for this moment. So it's also almost comfortable for her to be free on stage. It's a natural thing now. And I think that's what she's got. She's got that naturalness about it.
Absolutely. Very, very happy for DBN GOGO and Stogie T. Congratulations to the both of them.
Yes,
In less impressive news, somebody who's been trending lately, trying to get a lot of things off his chest, is Lex Rabanyani. And at first we lent him our ear because we were like, Flex is complaining and saying management let him down, his career is tanking, no one was supporting him, and it was all sabotage. I mean, to that, first of all, that point, I'm like, I mean, who like had this evil plot to like take down Flex Rabanyan, considering he was not on yet. So I don't know why like it's weird. I can maybe management not doing their part, and you can say I don't think they helped me that much, but I don't think it's like sabotage. Like what do you gain?
It makes it seem like they were gunning for him.
You know what I mean?
Like and we're gonna take you to the ground. Look, it's tricky, and also I think for someone like Flex, granted he had an opportunity. Yes, he won the competition, but it's also like, dude, what more do you want of yourself? And we've had this conversation so many times. Like when you're signing to a label, you also need to kind of put your best foot forward so that they know what to work with.
Yeah.
So if you're not putting in the effort, they're also gonna say, well, this guy's Lex, so Ntate, we're also gonna chill.
Yeah.
You know? So he also needed to put in the work. So you can't complain the whole day on social media without you also showing what you've done to get the attention.
I get you.
I think that everything always boils down, because I'm a psychology student, so I studied these things, but I think it also boils down to how you were treated in your younger environment. Like when you are the firstborn or the middleborn or the lastborn, I'm assuming maybe he's probably like the lastborn, but also the attention that he wants and the tantrums that he's throwing on social media clearly say that he doesn't know how to adult or be mature about situations. Right. So I don't blame the boy for, shouting when his labels probably was supposed to, groom him as well and groom him in business chat and how to approach situations. At the end of the day, aren't they supposed to teach you these things?
Absolutely. And then on top of all of that, you're trying to fight for attention. It turns out that you have a long history of homophobic comments. So you make it even harder for anybody to get into your corner. So now we have to wonder, well, these things that management had to deal with, and they're like, it's hard to market this guy because actually it seems like he doesn't have his head right.
Maybe sometimes also people just need to go back and just check.
You know what I mean?
Have you done a self-check on your old tweets?
I've done it many self-checks. Let me tell you something. I'm very, very thoroughly blocked. And speaking of being blocked, somebody who needs to unblock me, but was also trending this week, is the Queen Bee.
Why did you?
So as we were sitting down, she was like, "What happened with Bonang?" I was like, what do you mean? You didn't see what happened? She opened a space, she said her chop, and then she left. She was like, dog, I've been blocked for many years.
Have you seen that meme of the guy who's looking like the friends playing in the parking lot and he can't go outside? That's how I felt like. I was like, everybody seems to be having fun. Yo, Bonang so excited, 15,000. People are taking screenshots, so many blue ticks in this space. I'm sitting there going, what's happening?
But when's that?
Can't get inside the club, huh?
But what she was on the space speaking about, I would later learn, is that apparently she fired her management because they were taking money or undercutting her or something.
I don't know. It was tricky for me because her announcement the day before was very much on how she normally announces all of her big things, like when she's doing a launch or whether she's dropping a product or whether something is happening that we need to be shaking about. And I think everybody was excited to join the space because it was like, oh, okay, well, she's making another groundbreaking move. And then it was like, oh, I'm firing my management. And we were like, thanks for that.
Everyone was like, why didn't you just tweet that myself?
Cool. I mean, look, it's not a great space to be in. I'm not gonna act like she needed to kind of keep quiet about it. Sometimes you need to make announcements for when you're leaving management. I just felt the way it kind of was exaggerated was a little bit too much.
Yeah, and also you steal the Queen's Bee money, my friend. Obviously, we're going to find out.
I
don't know how long you think you can get away with it.
She can do whatever she wants. She can do whatever she wants.
I just want to say right now that I'm definitely beehive and
I'm
just pleading that maybe you can just unblock me there.
He's been begging for years. It's not gonna happen
right now. But of course, stay locked right here. When we come back, we're gonna talk about artists and political affiliation. All right, very, very interesting topic coming up right here on the POPcast. Keep it locked. Welcome back to POPcast right here on Channel O. I'm still chilling with my host, Miss Cosmo.
Yes.
And our beautiful guest, Miss Ayanda MVP.
I know, that's right.
Now, today's topic, guys, there's been a lot. I mean, elections are coming up, and you must definitely register to vote if you haven't. And you must definitely show up on the 1st of November. That thing is not a long weekend for you guys to go and make prize.
Hey,
and do
people are already excited about your holiday.
But the weekend ain't cool, or what do they say? Yeah. Guys, please. It's time for you to go out there and vote, especially in the times that we're living in now. We complain all the time. We have to punish them at the polls, whoever they are that you choose to punish. Now, one thing that I've been thinking about is artists and political affiliation. Quite recently, Shimza was trending for his political affiliation with the ANC.
Oh,
People are saying Shimza is getting gigs just because it's ANC and he's dating somebody in the ANC. And, it becomes a whole blurred line. We don't know, are you getting these things because you submitted a tender or you're just getting them because you're right next door, my brother?
Show me, I didn't know.
Personally, I think it's difficult for artists to come out in this country because, first of all, in this country, we don't have a lot of options, you know what I mean? So whichever way that you sway, if an artist comes out and says they're fully DA, dangerous. I'm fully EFF, dangerous. I'm fully ANC, dangerous. Because either one of these, all three of these political affiliations are in some way or another controversial.
Yes.
And I feel like artists shouldn't be so vocal. I think they should be vocal about political issues maybe, but I think a political affiliation is tricky because do you think maybe you could shut down a certain fan base if you come out and say, I'm DA today?
I think, you know what, it's tricky also just to say that people must keep quiet.
Yeah.
Because I also don't like this thinking, Yoguti, artists don't have a voice. As if I'm not human before I am an artist. At the end of the day, I am, as a registered voter. I had to fetch that English word. Anyway, as a registered voter, my name is Noni. It's not Miss Cosmo. I'm Miss Cosmo after I go and vote. So as Noni, I'm allowed to vote and say, I'm, you know, EFF for this reason, or I'm ANC for that reason, or I'm DA for this reason. Do you know what I mean? Why is it a problem for me to express myself on social media? I don't understand how that's going to affect the way I work, the way I DJ, the way I play my songs. And this thing of saying, artists must just keep quiet now because stick to DJing. I hate that narrative so much. Because it's like, how, Mina, I'm not good for anything besides just pressing buttons. Come on now.
I think we bind ourselves to our fan base or to the people that support us. So also when they see our lives and live our lives, because now social media, we are busy snapping ourselves at gym, we're busy snapping ourselves, living our best lives. Also now when we're snapping ourselves for that certain political party, the fan base will also ask themselves how, but we didn't have this discussion. Do you know what I mean? Because I think first you belong to yourself as your Noni, as Ayanda, and then second you belong to the people, naturally. So I think they have a right to complain about what Shims is doing right about now. I'm not blaming them.
Yeah, that's the tricky part about it because we know what happens in this country. We know how much we're fighting corruption. So I think in that negative aspect, it trickles down to the artists themselves. Because now, as Shimza, you're sitting there defending yourself the entire day. You're opening spaces to explain that me, ANC, I just have a venue. They just booked my venue. And what must I do? My venue is for bookings, whether it's politics. If I say no to one, I must say no to all of them. So who do I say no to? Who do I say yes to? My affiliation is the ANC, and it's clear, and he's proud of it, and that's fine. But in this day and age now, when that political party is getting gunned down so much and getting bashed for the service delivery, for someone to come out and say, me, I still believe in the ANC. Like it's a tough one because we know how much work still needs to be done for the party to be held accountable.
I understood, but also everybody's also holding people accountable in their various spaces.
Sure.
Just because I'm in no way trying to defend bad service delivery because at the end of the day they need to step their game up. I think the whole country knows that. But at the end of the day, if you are supporting a party, you're supporting them for your own reasons. He's allowed to express what those reasons are. If I feel that they are servicing me in Ekuruleni because of 1, 2, 3, ABCD, maybe they delivered school shoes and you don't know about it because it's not on social media, doesn't mean it didn't happen. Do you know what I mean? So how is he now getting bashed and not able to explain himself for that? Are you saying he must keep quiet?
Yeah,
no, he didn't say it with confidence. That's why.
First he came out to say, what am I doing wrong? And then he opened the space. And then he went in that space, and then a lawyer joined the space. And they started asking him, he said, I want you to answer yes or no. I said, oh my man. Why would
Which
you do
lawyer
this
are you talking
to yourself?
about also?
I forgot the lady's name, but there was a lawyer who joined the space because Shimso was one to explain himself. So he allowed everybody to come in and to pose questions. Say, hey man, I didn't do anything wrong. But you guys ask me questions so I can answer, you guys can maybe better understand the situation. But the more he spoke, the deeper he kept sinking. Another lawyer had to jump in and be like, hey, Shimza, just stop talking. I think it's his lawyer or something. Like, just stop talking, my brother, you've said too much. And he said live, like, you guys want my client to incriminate himself and he's not gonna do that. See, now I started using words like that, like it's self-incrimination. I say, you see why I'm saying, the minute you start speaking on it, you can wear your ANC t-shirt, maybe keep quiet. But the minute you say you're going to advocate for the political party, that means you're the one who must answer for them. Because people can't get to the politicians, but they can get to you. Now they come to your venue and they ask you, so yeah, why are there potholes in your neighborhood? You're sitting there explaining potholes. Now, no, next week they said they're coming. In fact, I saw there's cement. Hey, my brother, why is there a pothole here and outside your venue? No, the ANC is going to deliver. No. So once you expose yourself to these things, now you're sitting there and you have to deal with the fact that you must now turn into a ward councillor.
But you know, we're going to get into the ward councillors just now because I'm still worried about the other one who's just joined the North. As much as we love him at Kruger, I don't know if I'm going to love him as a ward councillor for the North. But no love. I mean, as for no love, there'll always be love for Shili. But with regards to Shimza, this is just something that he's always done. If you know him as a person, you know him as an artist, whenever there's a complaint about something, I remember there were always complaints about his one-man show. He would always come up and then maybe do a live. Maybe he'll be on Instagram. Maybe he'll do like a question thing on Twitter as well. He's always want to engage with his people because that's just who he is. Same thing happened even with this Maporisa thing, where Pori was like, hey, you need to put on the ghost producers because you just release and you don't put them on. And he did another space. That's just who Shimza is.
And Shimza is so calm the way he speaks.
And
he's
he's
almost like he's saying, no, guys, I don't know.
He's okay with putting himself on the chopping block because he understands he is liable to the people.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to run away from the conversations because I think running away also leaves people with questions. And I don't think we want that.
Just say it with your chest.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. He wasn't saying it with his chest. So he left room for people to punch down on him. You know what I'm saying? Because the people can say, oh, this guy ain't got what to tell you. He's not sure what he's saying. That had firing more questions at you because then you look bad, the party looks bad, the people who are trying to bash you walk away with their heads like this. Like, you see, I told you about this.
Because they have a plan.
So who are you voting for?
I will make my decision.
I'm looking at you. Why are you looking at Ayanda?
I don't know why you're looking at me. Ayanda will make a decision on the 1st of November.
MVP won't say on the TV.
No, there's no MVP in the ID. It's not there.
Which party are you voting for? Not the party you're going to tonight.
I mean, the party I'm going to tonight will be rocking. Whether I am registered to vote. That's one thing that I'm proud of. And I've always been somebody who took elections seriously because I feel people can't complain if they haven't voted. Put your money where your mouth is at the end of the day. Make sure that you go there, you get yourself active. So, I don't know, I'll decide on the day. I won't lie, I'm on the fence.
Right.
Personally, I'm on the fence because I also have issues with service delivery, but I'm also just like, hey, but is the other side going to do any better? I still need to be convinced, and maybe I've got a couple of more weeks before that happens.
Say it with your chest at the polls on the 1st of November. After the break, we're going to get into some unpopular questions.
Why did you run away? Because we were going to ask you also.
After the break, unpopular questions. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the POPcast right here on Channel O now. And our next segment, which is my favorite part. I'm going to dip into this hat, Miss Ayanda, and I'm going to pull out some unpopular questions that none of us have seen before. You know, the guys in the back are the ones that put them here. Okay. But let's see what we got today. They're always interesting.
A little spicy.
All right, first one. Does GOM have a chance of peaking again?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Oh, I wish I know.
It's just unfortunate that most of the production companies are in Joburg and Pretoria.
Yes.
But if it was in Durban, it would have been absolutely
Have you been to Durban recently, like in the past 6 months?
No.
I'm telling you now, GOM is not dead. It's living and breathing in Durban.
It's the only thing that matters.
It's living and breathing in Durban. I'm not even gonna joke. But one thing for me that I've also realized, outside of it being in Durban, obviously it originates there. Have you been to these these heavy piano parties that go on after long? We're gonna get into trouble. But like that go on until
legally
long hours of the night, and you know you're listening to like 15 hours of piano, and it's fine because I mean it's the genre for now. But then there's always this 1 hour where they bring in the GOM. I think that's my most excited time, like for me, because I'm like, yes, just a little bit of a different rhythm, but also for us to kind of feel something that has reminiscent of an old school time. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of feels like an old school set, but a new school set at the same time. I might be losing my words there, but I still love the energy of GOM. I still think it's got legs to run on, and I can't wait for another hit. And proven to that was that Lala Tugzen remix of the Kuze song.
Is that a GOM song?
It's a GOM remix. The original is piano.
Right.
It's a GOM remix, yes.
Okay. Me personally, when it comes to GOM, it's fine. It's fine.
How's that?
It's fine.
Right.
Like, it's fine. It's fine.
It's because you can't dance.
Whoa.
That escalated.
This is a wild attack. First of all, I can dance. Put that on the record.
Okay.
But I don't know how to dance with GOM. I got my sweat too much. You know, the aim is never to sweat when I'm trying to do it. No, GOM. Like, I'm cool with it. But, I mean, I respect it, and I know the impact of GOM. I've been to Durban, and I know exactly GOM is definitely not dead at all that side. If anything, it's rocking even more. And you can't escape it the minute you set foot in Durban. But for me personally, on a national scale, do I think it'll come back the way that it did? I don't know. But it's dance music. Dance music can never really die. It's just a matter of one person puts out a hit and then the entire country becomes electrified. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So you can never say any sort of dance music especially is dead. It may not be doing as good as well as it was before, but I mean, all it takes is one kid to say, one time, and then the whole country will be shaking. So I would never discount it at all.
I think it's waiting for the community of people to fall in like they did with Mapiano. They all joined forces. So if GOM also joins forces from like your Durban East to like every part of KZN and Joburg, because there's Zulu people here as well, it will be fire. And also getting those like Abo Babes Otumo, the new fresh ones coming in.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? The ones that they have the energy and don't have to breastfeed on stage. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like the ones. No, I'm just saying that now that people have grown up, there needs to be a new generation. So Mapiano has that, but like a lot of the times we don't have that with Gom. Like who's the new artist that you are looking out for right now?
Absolutely.
TDK Makaset also has been quiet for a while.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's all it takes.
So,
a new, fresh Gom artist can easily revive the entire situation and carry them on his back or her back.
Take the gigs to Durban.
All right. Agreeing there, let's go straight into our next question. Is Payola real? If yes, is it holding back the discovery of new and dope artists? Now, both of you are on radio, you know.
Look how happy you are to read that question.
Both of you are on radio. And so the first question I'll ask you before you give me just your overarching opinion is, has any artist ever approached you to say, here is 100 Rand, please just play my song?
No.
No one's ever offered to pay you money
to
play their song?
No.
Okay, that's an easy no. Over this side?
I have been offered money, but I have been offered money by unknown artists.
Right.
And not by established artists. And I haven't taken the money because I don't think it's ethical to take the money. And one thing you must understand about Payola is that it comes in different forms. It doesn't just come in a brown paper bag.
Yeah.
So it could come in, I don't know, a gift. It could come in, I don't know, a job or other things that are financially viable for that artist to then get their music played. So you have to tread very carefully when it comes to this chat.
Absolutely. Payola definitely does exist. I know it 100%. I've had a couple of artists tell me to my face that these people wouldn't give us the time of day until we were able to negotiate something on the side. Then suddenly they were easier to talk to. So I've firsthand heard artists complain about it, saying, I wasn't given attention until sometimes I had to do this. And it's different types of favors, like you're saying. It's not exactly monetary, but it's one day, do this favor for me, and then tomorrow show up on my lineup for free or stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Where there's like, something for something, my brother, if you want to be here. But I mean, that's just corruption, isn't it? If it exists in society, we know corruption can trickle over to anything, including music, entertainment in general. So
and preventing being breathalyzed.
I mean, honestly. But it is tricky, especially from a perspective of finding new artists. And yes, it is affecting that aspect of music, because you find that just the same people are always at the top because they are, I don't know if they are paying or what they are doing to kind of get themselves at certain places. But it's not to say that some of the people that we are listening to aren't paying it, because I know it's very rife and it's very real. And it's also hard to kind of push through. And I say this as an artist outside of a radio DJ, because I'll sit back and I'll try and put my song out there. And then I'm like, ish, I wish it was popping the way I wanted it to. But I'm also not going to take shortcuts to get my music to where I want it to go. Because at the end of the day, I want it to be natural. I don't want to sit at home and think, oh, do people really like my song because I paid for it to be at the top?
Yeah, I can get the frustration from new artists.
Yeah.
You know,
I've worked in a space where Payola was not a big thing, because YFM, we play all the music that comes in. We listen and we play. 947, it focuses on Billboard charts. Any song that's popping there, it's popular music. But also, then we would be the caregivers who would say, here's an opportunity, come to Kentari. Remember back in the day when the artists used to perform? I've got a Sunday show called New and Exclusive, outside of the type of music 947 plays. So I think if people don't want to give themselves a chance by asking people to add them in their playlist naturally, then that's on them.
And also, don't try and pay your way forward just because you don't know how to put your music together.
Yes.
Just mix and master your songs properly. You'll get a chance. There's also those ones who just want to pay through just because they're not sure. If you're not sure, ask your friends. Your friends must tell you if your song sucks or not.
Never. Don't ask your friends.
That's very, very dangerous.
Don't ask your friends.
Don't ask your friends.
No, don't ask your friends. Because your friends are probably going to be nice immediately, but it's your friends. They're going to be like, yeah, I'm fine. We share it.
No, don't ask your friends. Would you
Right.
ask your friend if your outfit was fine for the night when you go out?
Friends my friend who can dress, I'll ask him. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, I don't need to ask you. It's fine, my brother. Even you know why. You know why.
I mean, I'd ask someone who I wouldn't be touched about. You know what I mean? I'd ask someone who I don't have a relationship with, because it's easier to take that blow and they say, no, this is actually whack. And I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. But if your friend says they're whack, no, you whack. Your face whack. Your hairstyle whack.
That's a whole other topic. I mean, a lot of people are making whack music just because they're surrounded by whack people. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can just find yourself in a different circle, my brother or my sister, you can find things that to change. Sometimes you're in a vacuum there, and every day it's the boy saying, yeah, it's the one, this one. Are you sure? Are you sure
Are you
it's the
really
one?
sure?
Because it sounds like a friend is not popping, but you're scared to tell him. I guess maybe it's harder even when the artists have been existed for so long. Like, how do you tell an artist who feels like they've done it all?
I just smile.
Really?
Yeah, when they play, yo, listen to this, listen to this. Yo, what's your Bluetooth? Okay.
Oh, snap.
I don't want to be rude.
Remember that smile, artist.
If ever you say it again, you
If you
know.
see Ayanda giving you that look over here, you must know something is not right. What they say? Must Buenos Studios scandalous out.
Kinda.
All right, I think that's all we have time for in terms of these unpopular
so nice.
opinions. I'm glad you like them.
Yeah.
When we come back after the break, of course, we're going to get into some flaming hot or flaming not music. And it's a tricky week. Welcome back. We're still chilling out here on the POPcast, talking all things pop culture right here on Channel O. It is that segment that I love a lot.
Yes.
Because honesty is my favorite.
Is that
to do. Just to be honest, it makes me you feel like something. I'm really excited. Can you tell?
Oh, feel like something. Yes.
We've got a bunch of tracks that we've all bumped,
Yes.
and that we're gonna share our opinions with you guys. Flaming not, flaming hot. Track number one, what we got?
All right. So track number one, we are somebody was actually celebrating his late wife's birthday.
Right.
AKA dropped a song called Tears Run Dry, which was dedicated to Anele Tembe. And yeah, man, how are you guys feeling about the song?
I loved it. I love the production. Who's singing? Is it Yanga? Sounds like him.
I'm not too sure.
Sounds like Yanga, but oof, that beat. I love the way he sampled this one.
Yes.
I love it so much. It's different and it's very nice. That's all I can say because I want people to go listen to it.
People should definitely listen to it. I listened to it as well. I can hear the emotion coming through in the song. I think you can definitely hear his tears while he was recording the song. So if you want to hear something a little bit more heartfelt with regards to AKA, then obviously go and check this one out. Production, I enjoyed the beat a lot as well. So shout outs to AKA.
Let's just hope we get the DJ pad.
Yeah. I thought the song, what you just said is very true. That the raw emotion about it. It's like you didn't go in to make like a song that you're going to like be bumping in your earphones or be bumping in your car or whatever. It's very raw. It almost feels like it's this. He's trying to figure it out himself. What he's actually going through. You can feel the raw emotion in the song. There's something about the beat as well that feels like it stops and starts. You know what I mean? It feels a little disjointed. I can tell that everything is deliberate in the way that he was trying to package it. He didn't go into the studio to try and sound immaculate, or to try and say the best things.
But he is immaculate because he does it so naturally.
Yeah.
I guess maybe there is like you say. There's a method to his madness, if you can say that in the way that he's trying to. But one thing I can tell is how deliberate it all is. And I guess, that's what I can say about that song.
Indeed. All right, so we're getting to the next song. KO dropped a brand new It's called Playback.
They do not call me Die Hard for nothing.
Can I say that's my
KO
cousin?
will live for 100 years. You can you will live for 100 years and then another 100. Because if they don't think that man, he just knows how to get it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? KO, there's been many times even I thought, I said, this guy I think he's done. And he's like, I'm just getting started. And I love that about KO. It's like, and I think there was a time where he was kind of getting a lot of backlash and he was trying to get it back. And then his confidence, once it shot back to the OG KO, for the last 2 or 3 years, he's just been on autopilot. And you can even tell in the music that he's just having fun. It's not part of the nonsense that's going on there. He says, here's something nice and smooth.
Don't worry. Ayanda?
Yo, I'm just mesmerized. I said that's my cousin. We both share the same surname, so automatically we're cousins, right?
No, you're not.
Yes, we're cousins. But I think coming from, I think he also set it up for us, the foundation with Super Duper, and then he went into Cover, and now with this song. Oh my word! What is that line? Man, I hope I remember it now. Just seen too many cases. Yes. Also, it's that the cadence, like you can tell that it's a KO song. No, I had to say it the way he does it. Too many cases.
Yeah.
But I honestly think that, I think that he also understood the story that he had to tell with his music and what his responsibility is in his music. So, shout out to my cuz.
Ooh. Does he know you?
Yeah, you guys are related.
No, I don't think I've ever told him before, but we've always had conversations, but I keep forgetting because the turn-up is too mnandi.
He's gonna show up at a meeting there and say, family! What's going on?
Oh,
He's
he's
gonna
more than
recruit you
welcome.
also.
Come through.
I dig the song, man.
Yeah.
Definitely, like you're saying, KO is forever alive. He's forever innovating. What I dig about KO, and I say this so many times, is that he knows how to re-energize himself.
Yep.
And whether he finds a new producer, whether he finds a new song, whether he's finding somebody else to kind of bounce off of. Because one thing KO understands is that things are constantly changing, things are constantly, moving. And he knows how to plug himself into the new movement, but still sticking to himself. So I like how he plays around with sounds like that. So shout outs to KO, man. Playback, dope song. It's going to be one for the summer.
We see you, cuz.
Hey, but back claim my la.
Nah, it's
Anyway, all right. Somebody else who is Sipo's cousin, that's Stunna.
Hey, what's the movie? Ntate, what does he say in that song? Ntate, pick it hard.
I don't know.
Yung parang Lesotho, hey.
Yes.
Yeah, what time be mining?
Yes.
Listen, I love Ntate Stunna a lot.
Yeah.
I remember, and I'm going to take a little bit of credit here, right? About 2 years ago, there was a song of his that he has, I forget the name, but what did he say about Koto? Like Kinyaga Koto or something like that Koto. And it was a very dope jam. And I heard it, and because my boy from Lesotho was like, yo, bump the boy. And he had very low views on YouTube at the time. So I took a clip of it and I put it on Twitter. And that video trended, and his views started to go up.
Vibes.
Now he may not know that I'm completely responsible for his entire career or anything. Now I'm not responsible for his career. But no, but I remember because I was monitoring what was going on that day. Because the song, everyone was like, what is this song? This guy is so dope or whatever. And some people were calling me to like book him. I was like, okay, relax. But I love that this Dana, and I really love this jam. There's something about the guy. He's very natural.
Koala.
And to sing in Sesotho and still sound dope as a rapper, trust me, not an easy feat.
Not at all. And what he does so well also is, in each of his songs, he's got like this element of bringing Lesotho into the song. And I'm not talking about the raps, I'm talking about the production. There's always like an instrument in the back, or there's always something like a little bit of a downbeat or something that he kind of throws in that makes you remember, Konje, this guy's not really from South I, he's from, neighboring there by Lesotho. But shout outs to Ntate Stunna, always coming through with the vibes. And I don't understand anything that he's saying, but I'm feeling the energy.
Absolutely. I was about to say, look, I didn't hear a single word. And what I like about also the Sotho Tswana language is they also rap in proverbs. They speak in a certain way. So I'd find Bay explaining what it means, and then he'd break it down for me. But also, I think maybe it's time on his side, maybe he shouldn't use the auto-tune. I think he shouldn't put the auto-tune in the song. I think he should trust himself in performing. I think a lot of us now as artists should drop the auto-tune and see what we can do with the song. Because I didn't think he needed it, but otherwise...
It was the trend at some point, so he needed to jump on.
Everybody wanted to fine-tune so they don't have to get someone to feature the singing. Like, let me do it, let me carry it myself.
Because sometimes you can rap, but you can't sing.
But I think he can sing. I think we mustn't take ourselves for granted. Let's try singing first.
His natural flow sounds like a singing voice.
Exactly.
Like when you hear him flowing, it sounds like he's humming almost.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Drake can't sing, but he ain't on auto-tune, you know what I mean?
Hey, you're gonna get bodied by a singing nigga. Anyway, moving on. We do have Sipo the Gift, who's going to be dropping an album on the 29th of October. Quite keen to hear the whole project. But the single dropped this past week featuring youngster CPT. It's called Growth. Sipo the Gift, bars, raps, and more raps. And more raps.
Yeah, I mean, anybody named Sipo is somebody you should trust.
What?
Off the bat. We are all gifts to the people in our lives now. I'm just playing. But Sipo the Gift, I mean, how can to hate him would be to hate myself. And I can't do that, I'm afraid. But luckily he's not whack, so for my namesake, it carries on and continues to be dope. I love the track so much with Youngster. The beat, there's something about that beat that reminds me, it feels like there's some mafia movie. It's at the end of something.
Yeah.
You must listen to it properly again, but when you close your eyes and you listen to that beat, it's like, it feels like, Carlito's Way or something like that. You know what I mean? It's got that vibe to it, and which perfectly marries with a guy like Youngster.
Yeah, I don't have any comments. It's cool.
Oh, wow.
No, seriously. I think we all have a different type of hip-hop, but it's cool for me.
All right.
Sharp. Got you. All right, the last song that we have, Lex Leo, featuring Nasty C with Jaded on the tune. It is a song that he specifically recorded for World Mental Health Day. So the tune was basically just, trying to raise awareness for the sake that people are suffering from mental health awareness, mental health illnesses. And just kind of, lending a hand and saying, yo, don't worry, we got you, we're supporting. So what you think of the joint?
I love Nasty's speech at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the initiative that the song represents. That's always dope. And if you don't know, of course, Lex is known to be the celebrity dentist.
Yeah, Dr. Smile.
Dr. Smile is African. He does a lot of good work there with his Smile Foundation. Singing-wise, on this particular track, like as a song, fella, like Kipina, I don't know. I think maybe it's Puel Studios' Candle sound, you know? Is my comment about that. The song sounded, I don't know what it is about this chorus and the verses that sound disjointed. Something about it, you know what I'm saying? I didn't hate it, but I was like, Maybe because he's a completely new artist I've never heard any other song from him. I went with that mentality.
Really? He's actually been releasing for
I know
some
he's
time.
into music, but I've never actually played any of his music. So I think maybe this is a time for me to introduce myself to try and figure out what's behind that smile.
Well, I enjoyed the initiative as well. Also enjoyed the song. I loved what Ntate had to say at the end, and I think what was important about obviously just listening to it, for me, it was the lyrics, it was the message, it was what he was trying to do with the song and trying to make sure that people are aware that there is bigger issues out there than just talking about popping bottles. So shout outs to Lex for that.
And that's it for this week's Flaming Nut and Flaming Hot, and we'll be right back after the break. And you're still tuned into POPcast right here on Channel O, and it's been another amazing show with an even more amazing guest. Ayanda, I hope you've had a good time with us here today.
I have had an awesome time staring at your head.
Wow!
Staring at my head?
Every time you look at Noni, I'm staring at your Chisco Payola.
There's a lot going on.
You got a nice view. This looks shiny.
It's
Can
bold.
you see yourself a little bit?
Bold, it's bold.
I cut it yesterday.
I'll tell you
I won't
that.
lie.
Really? Have you ever grown out your hair?
I have, but the hairline is gone now, so those days are...
How do you know?
Oh, no.
Yay.
Okay, fine.
Yay.
Sorry for asking.
Yay. I can show you, but then
Hey, tricky.
Miss Cosmo?
Ayanda, thank you for joining us again, for coming back to the heat of POPcast. Of course, we enjoy having you here. Where else can people join you?
We're back in the streets.
Yeah.
We outside.
Yeah, because Noni and I, well, Miss Cosmo and I, sorry, I'm so sorry. Miss Cosmo and I, we usually piggyback each other's gigs. So if I'm not gigging the one weekend, I'll go and join her and vice versa. So that's what I love right now. I love that we're back in the streets. I love that I'm hearing music, and I love that I'm hearing a lot more local hip hop. I'm so happy about that. The mixes, and shout out to all the SA hip hop DJs. You guys are doing the thing. Don't stop. Keep it going. Like, just keep moving, and we're gonna do the same thing here. But I'm happy to be out and about once again. And 2 jabs in, we nice. We ready to go overseas, you know, vacation. December's coming up, you know, the summer bodies. We've been working. But I'm just happy to be here.
I think Ayanda's ready to get in the stool. I know kind of sound.
Guys, I'm telling you, I just need a ghostwriter. I'm telling you.
Hey. Talking about ghostwriters as well, obviously Muchi's going to get into that in a moment.
Yes,
Ayanda, how do people send you music to get onto your new song, or your new show, sorry?
So you can drop me music at Ayanda MVP at Prime Media. So it's ayandamvp at primemedia.co.za. I'm giving you my work email. Flood it. You're more than welcome to. Because it's not in my phone.
Let me tell you something. That definitely went to flood you with music.
That's fine.
I get tagged on 17,000.
And I listen, and I take the time to listen. And also sometimes I do give criticism or feedback if I know that there's a lot of potential. If there isn't, I'm just going to say thank you, but unfortunately your song is not going to work for the show. I'm honest. I'm not going to waste your time. I don't do that.
Anyway, we still got Artscape coming up, real views, and of course, what matters to Muchi. Keep it locked, POPcast.
And remember that next week, I will be bringing back my sidekick, Scoop Makatini. He'll be back again for our Pop Radio episode right here on Channel O.
What's good? What's happening, beautiful people? It's your boy Muchi, and right now I want to talk about things that matter tonight. This week, what matters to me is ghostwriters. Now, very frowned upon in the rap hip-hop world. You must write your own things. Don't get anybody to write your stuff. Otherwise, you don't have any credit, or any credibility, rather. And that's fine. But it's getting a little bit out of hand in terms of how many people are bashing the fact that if you can't write, you can get somebody to write for you. You listen to people who sing, for example, and they don't always write their own songs. A lot of artists don't write their own songs because they don't have the pen game. So they get somebody else to write for them, and it's not frowned upon then. And they do that for a reason. You may have the talent, the singing voice, you may have the cadence and the rap and the entire superstar image, but you may not have a pen game. There is no shame in getting somebody to write for you. Go look at any artist that you love, an international one, and look at the writing credits on these albums. You'll find 7, 8, 10 writers busy on one smash hit. It takes a lot to make an artist. And sometimes it takes a lot of people's pens in order to perfect something and fine-tune it so that you can sound and look better. And you can take pride in the fact that you are the one who gets to deliver it. Because not everybody can be a superstar. But one thing I can tell you is that also not everybody can write. Sometimes some of you artists out here, if you could just get a few writers in the room, your entire lives might change. And the reason you're not doing it is because of pride. And because people are always bashing and saying, no, you can't write, you can't. If you can't write, own it. Yeah, I can't write, so I got somebody else to do it. Many superstars exist, even in the hip-hop community, that don't know how to write, so they get somebody else to do it for them, and boom, you have an entire Dr. Dre, whose entire career has been people writing for him. You've never heard anybody complain. You've liked Still Dre. Every time you hear Still Dre, you don't think to yourself, oh, Jay-Z wrote this. You listen to it as a Dr. Dre song. So it's a very, very simple thing. If you don't know how to write, get some writers in the room. Maybe you've got everything else and the star quality that you can bring those words alive. There's no shame if you don't have the pen game. And that's what matters to Muchi this week. I'll see you again on the next episode. Keep it locked on POPcast.
What's up, everyone? All right, so this is the real views right here on the POPcast. So for this week, I watched another local production called Angelina, which you can catch on Netflix. And this is a movie set in Cape Town, and it's about a car guard who actually has to go through a number of situations in her life for her to actually realize, you know what, her life savings, she actually wants to put it to something that she's been dreaming about her entire life, and here is the time for her to do it. She's been a car guard for about 20 plus years. So many things kind of happen in the movie. So from a production perspective, I was just a little concerned in the beginning because it took me a long time for me to figure out what's actually happening. And I think that almost got me to kind of then say, maybe I'm gonna give up on this thing. But of course, I kind of let it go and I was like, let me finish the movie. Towards the end, it all kind of makes sense. So maybe that's probably my only critique, is that it just didn't come together too quickly in the beginning for me to understand what the story was about. But eventually it does. But it features really awesome actors. We've got Tapelo Mokoena on there, Cooley Roberts is on there as well. So it's really cool to see also a cameo from Toya DeLazy. So check it out if you have the time. But this one, not really one of my favorites. We'll check it out again.
The artist that we're going to feature ku POPcast Kleveki, igama lomjida ku Abongile Sitsumo. He works with leather and rawhide. Not going to say much about his work, as I usually don't say much about a lot of people's work. Ngokuba kaloku art is open to interpretation. But in ndizotsho mna, the working of leather and rawhide in this level, on this level, I have never seen. Abongile Sitsumo. Follow him on Insta and keep abreast with these developments.